Do you want to oh, you're recording.
I just
Awesome.
hit it.
Okay. So I also posted this just in the overall Soul group because even, I guess it was a year ago, almost exactly a year ago was when the first challenge was wrapping up, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So there were, okay, so for those, all of these people are on my team, but I do know that a bunch of people I think will be catching the replay that don't jump on in the next couple of minutes. So anyways, so I started Soul in the very last part of June 2017. And like I contacted you almost right away. I was like, oh my gosh, like I have to build this business, so like you hooked me up and hooked up our own little Soul Teamzy and whatever. And then, as you know, I very quickly built my business, which was awesome. And so then what was really cool is I went to, no, it was even before Vegas. It was super soon that everybody kind of just they're like, how are you doing this so quickly? How are you doing it so quickly? And so I introduced a bunch of the top 30 to you, right?
Yeah.
And so here were people that were already in the top 30 of the company. I was going to be introduced into the top 30 of the company, but they were like, well, what are you doing? Because they were mostly in person and, how did this happen so quickly? And, a lot of people were all, oh, it must have been because she was successful with this other business, but I had to completely rebuild. So it was so, so cool because then a number of people did this boot camp. And I don't even know if you were going to talk about the boot camp, but you should talk about the boot camp because yeah, it changed so many people's lives that had been doing Soul for such a long time and just were stuck, And then actually I'm looking around for Kat. What was so great was that Kat actually came to you at the end of that boot camp and she was still with a different company. And you were like, hey, I know this friend of mine that she transitioned from another company also. And, and now she's on our team. She's been amazing. So then what was super cool for me is that we went to Vegas, and when I was being inducted into the top 30, Eric and his partner were coming to Vegas that same weekend. And I was like, oh my gosh, we got to meet up, whatever. And then the founders said, well, hey, why don't you just invite him to the dinner? And, Eric was like, invite us to the dinner? Like, who said that? And I'm like, the founders, the guys, and you literally just said to me, you were like, the only time that I hear from companies is when it's from their attorneys.
Yeah.
Because most businesses like this, their companies don't want you to figure out the secret sauce. And so for them to you were like, this is incredible. I've literally never, ever heard anything from the company itself. So that just was awesome. So I always love thanking you for your time. And I just want to say, I don't get anything special for promoting this. It's just that I know that it works, and Eric and I share the same exact philosophy in business. And those of you that are still jumping on the call, he also came from Beachbody and then started Teamzy, and so it was just Beachbody in the beginning. And I just asked him in the beginning of the call how many companies he's now working with, and he said
70.
70. Yay.
So, and I wanted to ask you, how many people are there in Soul now? Do you know?
We have 200 and something in our downline. But overall, it still is so small, right?
Yeah.
Wasn't that cool? So that was a really, we have a convention coming up in August. And so trying to really relay to people how important it is to get to that, not only to meet the people of the team and meet the founders, but when you're sitting there surrounded by just a couple hundred people,
yeah,
and realizing that what that means, what position everybody on the screen is in.
Yeah, totally.
It's pretty crazy.
Yeah. For example, Eric, there's last count when I got from Jordan in the last maybe month was 48 active in Canada.
Okay. Well, it's good. You guys are in a great position. So, as Steph said, I'm going to give you the secret sauce tonight. So we're going to have some fun. Thank you for that. We were reminiscing, those of you who got on right on time. Hey, Kat, there's Kat. She's been through my boot camp too. Okay, so we were reminiscing about, the last few years. I know for Steph, it's been incredible. You guys know her story. And for me, it has been too. So I'm going to share a little bit of that with you. So I have a lot to cover tonight. Oh my gosh, it's a lot. Okay, if you've been through my trainings, you know I'm going to fire hose you with information. But I want you to feel like, oh my gosh, that was amazing when you leave. That's my goal. So make sure you have pens and paper ready to take some notes. I'll be giving you a lot of content. I'm going to show you Teamzy, show you how easy to set up. By the way, Steph, we launched a new setup wizard 2 days ago, which makes it even easier to set up. So this is the first time I've ever even shown it on a live call. So it'll be kind of cool. So it's even easier for you newbies than it was for these guys that are using it to set up. I'll take you through the process of doing a power hour. Teamzy is built so you can get all of your income producing activities done in less than 1 hour a day. Seriously. In fact, if you do it 5 days in a row, you'll be absolutely overwhelmed with activity, which is where I kind of want you to live, in that place of being overwhelmed with opportunity instead of worry. Sound good? Okay, so I'll show you how to do a power hour. I'll show you how you can connect with 20 people in 15 minutes, start conversations, follow up like a pro, bring them onto your team, the whole process through love and care and honesty. But first I need to teach you about the philosophy, because the philosophy is just as important as the system. The software is cool and easy to use, yes. But you have to understand the philosophy. See, it's based upon a system called relationship marketing. So I'm gonna give you a little training on that first, okay? And then we'll jump into Teamzy and I'll show you the ropes there. Sound good? At the end, I'll do an open Q&A. So if you have questions, feel free to hang out and do the opening. Yes, Holly, we are recording. Okay, let's do this. And keep your cameras on if you don't mind, because at times I'm going to pop out because I have to see your face in order to continue. So how to leverage relationship marketing to become a power hour boss? This is what I want to talk to you about first. How to leverage relationship marketing to become a power hour boss. And if you've seen this training before, it will seem completely different to you. Not because the training's different, but because you are. All right, hold on a second. There we go. First, my story, for those of you who don't know me, my background is in business coaching and consulting. I've been a professional business coach 15 years. Network marketing was not my original career industry. How many of you guys it was? Nobody, right? And I fell into network marketing by accident. Like Steph, I originally found Beachbody, which helped me lose a bunch of weight and get my health back. It was amazing, actually, life-changing. How many of you Soul's been life-changing for you, health-wise? Yeah, it's amazing how that can happen. And I was just sharing it out of just joy out of what happened for me. I was excited about it. I wasn't getting paid for it. And then I finally realized, wow, pretty good business opportunity. Let me take a look at this. So first I looked at it from kind of, my professional consulting perspective. And I said, okay, this is a business that could be done. I only have an extra 1 hour a day. So in order to get everything done that I know I need to do to build this business in an hour a day, I need to find some tools to help me leverage my time, right? That's the first thing I would tell a client. So I started looking for systems that I figured must exist. 35 million people doing network marketing in the United States. There must be systems for these people. But there wasn't, at least nothing easy enough for me to use. How many of you are tech averse? Honestly, man, 15 years of corporate trying to use the CRM system. What I would do, this is true, I don't usually share this because my partners say, when you tell people how bad you are with tech, it looks bad for us as a company. But I just want to be honest with you guys. If I got a new client, I would write their name on a sticky note and their information, and I would hand it to an assistant and ask them to update CRM. At the end of the day, I would hand a handwritten note of everyone I talked to have them update CRM. Why? Not because I didn't believe in it, because it was too complicated for me to figure out how to use. So we built Teamzy for people like me. We built it because it didn't exist. And we built it because we needed a system based on building relationships, not just trying to get sales. Okay, so I'm gonna explain that a little bit as we go. So that's our short story. Just to give you a little history, just over 3 years with Teamzy, we've helped more than 70,000 people. We're in 70 networks now. It's been awesome. People using Teamzy, and this is, hey, look, some of you use Teamzy and have fallen off the wagon. So this is your come to Jesus moment. I want you to know people who are using Teamzy actively are averaging 21 customers and 9 new distributors on their team every 90 days. Okay? 21 customers and 9 distributors every 90 days. That's the average results for the active users of Teamzy. So if you've fallen off the wagon, get back on. The rest of you, you'll be excited to know we do free 30-day trial. It's free for 30 whole days, which is enough time for you to get rocking. I'll teach you how to do it tonight. So let's talk about relationship marketing. What is relationship marketing? Relationship marketing is not just selling stuff to your friends. That's what a lot of people are worried it is. But I want you to understand that relationship marketing is a lead generation system, okay? That's a system that initiates consumer interest or inquiry into the products or services of a business. It's a lead generation system. You are not just salespeople, you are business owners, correct? First decision a business owner makes in their business, which lead generation system will we use in this business? How will we find new people for our business? Okay? Relationship marketing, in my opinion, just happens to be the best way to do it because we don't burn bridges, we don't alienate friends, we don't damage relationships, and it's a heck of a lot more fun, isn't it? But you need to understand this mindset shift before we even get deep in this tonight. Your job is not marketing world-class health and nutrition supplements, adaptogen-rich, all the good stuff you do, gut health. No. You're in the lead generation business. And that is your business, is lead generation. As the owner of the business, your job is to generate new business. And no matter how many customers you sign today, no matter how many people you brought onto the team today, if you didn't do activity that generates new leads for the future, you didn't actually build your business today. Okay? It's just a mindset. Of course, with Teamzy, I'll show you how easy it is to do that every day. Okay? So don't worry. Here's the principle I want you to understand. Developing and deepening relationships is your paramount duty as a business owner. Developing and deepening relationships is your paramount duty as a business owner. Okay? In other words, we generate leads so that we can develop relationships with people. Okay? Meet people and build relationships with them. That's an easier way to say this without all the fancy business talk. What's your business strategy? I meet people and build relationships with them. Now, there's going to be a system to it. There's a science to it. And I'm going to give you as much of it as I can tonight in the short time we have together. But I want you guys to understand what we do with relationships is we turn them into advocates by investing time and providing outstanding service. We turn them into advocates by investing time and providing outstanding service. There's a couple of advocates for me on this call tonight, bringing you here. And in the same way, I'm going to teach you how to have your customers bring people to your business. Make sense? Okay. Next principle. Relationship marketing depends on trust. Relationship marketing depends on trust. In other words, if you're a jerk, this ain't going to work. Has anyone come across somebody a little bit jerky in our industry in the past? Anyone? Let me see. Less than trustworthy. Maybe a bit shady, if you will. Or just downright dishonorable. All of it. And if you haven't come across somebody like that, your prospects have, which is why they're guarded and skeptical when you tell them about what you're doing. True? But here's the good news. Trust makes the work fun. You don't have to convince people. You don't have to sell them. If they trust you even a tiny bit, you get right to helping them. Also, trust takes the ickiness out. Let me see the people who are excited about being an icky salesperson. Anybody? Nobody wants to be the icky salesperson. Trust takes the ickiness out. And you get to go for yes. You never go for no with relationship marketing, but you're always going for yeses. How cool is that? Yes. In fact, without getting off on too big of a tangent, because I guarantee I'll do at least 10 tangents, the go for no process is what inspired me to build Teamzy in the first place. It was so gross that I had to do something about it.
Can I just say something quick?
Sure.
To everybody on this call that didn't come from where I came from, we literally used to be told. So when we talk, oh, here's everybody. Hello, everybody. When we used to talk about a power hour in our business, not only was it the leaders of our teams, but it came from the CEO of the company that you were to go for 100 no's. You basically were to go for 100. You were supposed to cold message and invite these people to buy a bundle from you, Like that was a strategy. So Eric, Jordan, you met our VP, like every Monday he does a call. So like, Beachbody has a national wake up call. We have Jordan does a success training every Monday. You know that I've never once heard any of our founders say, well, you just need to work harder.
Yeah.
Never once, not even once. And so like this Teamzy and Solle just go hand to hand. So sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, but
no, it's beautiful.
for people, because some people still have a hard time even with doing this. And so I was so excited to have you on to explain it, because you can't grow your business without doing this part, and just be super duper thankful that you're not on a team that used to say you need to go for 100 no's if you want to grow your business. And that was like, do this week and then do it next week and then do it next week. So, okay, sorry. Just wanted to
throw no over their, I always say they throw their relationships. They say no, they throw them over their shoulder like a dead body and keep going.
Yeah.
Your friends and family.
Brutal.
Right. It's brutal. That's what our industry teaches. And that is why, folks, some of your friends and family are so skeptical when you first start talking to them. You have to repair the violation of trust that's been happening already industry-wide, if that makes sense. All right, let's keep going. So we get to go for yes, not no. I can do a whole rant on that, but apparently I don't have to with you guys, which is good. So how do you build trust? Trust, everything depends on trust. How do you do it? I'm going to share with you the 4 ingredients for developing trust. Okay? Some of you have seen this. I saw some friendly and familiar names just now when I was looking at your faces, which is cool. But you might need a refresher. So let's go through this. 4 essential ingredients. Number 1 is chemistry. Chemistry. Number 2 is character. Character. Don't worry, I'll explain them. Number 3 is competence. Competence. And number 4 is consistency. Okay? Chemistry, character, competence, consistency. All right, you ready? Let's break these out. Chemistry is where you have common ground with someone. What is it about you they can relate to? Chemistry is where you have common ground with someone. What is it about you they can relate to? This one's so simple. Nobody wants to do business with someone they don't like. True? And the flip side of that is people prefer to do business with a friend. People prefer to do business with a friend. So figure out what you have in common with people. Now, everything that I tell you to do tonight, there's an opposite action that you could do to damage it. Without having, I feel like sometimes I shouldn't have to tell you what that is, but I think I'm going to call it out. So if your job is to find common ground, then you must not do anything that causes division. Okay? So, for example, social media is a major business channel for us. So your social media doesn't get to be divisive or opinionated unless it's about health and wellness and good stuff like that. Okay? Stuff that everyone can enjoy. So just keep that in mind and counsel people on your team. Hey, don't forget, this is your business now. Okay? So you want to find chemistry. You want to find common ground. You want to be able to help people. You want to be able to help people who have different opinions than you, but if they have a human body, you can help, right? If they have a checkbook, you can help. You can help their budget. So figure out where you have common ground with people. Number 2 is character. Character is when you demonstrate how much you care and that you're relatable. Character is when you demonstrate how much you care and that you are relatable. You don't actually have character. Character is something you do. You don't have character. Character is an action. It's something you do. Okay? We think we have character. We're insulted if someone questions it. You remember it's an action. It's an action. It's so funny. Little side note, little rant here. How many of you have watched The Bachelor TV show? It's okay. You can admit it. We're not going to judge. It's entertaining, right? My wife and I watched it. How many of you guys think it's just kind of like how they're like, I'm falling in love. I'm falling in with him, her. Everybody's falling in love. Have you ever noticed that on The Bachelor? Here's the thing. Love's like, character's like love. You can't, it's not something you have and it's not something you feel. It's something you do. Right? So I'm just going off on this because love is a central part of relationship marketing. Love is an action that you take. It's something you actively do for other people. You love people. You don't feel love for people and you don't fall in love with people. You love people. You have to, character is demonstrated care. Okay? It's so important that we understand success is activity, it's action you have to take daily. And it starts here. It starts with your character. It starts with demonstrating care for others. Oh, this is going to be a good call, Steph. I'm all fired up. You scratch a pastor, you get a sermon, right? I'm not a pastor, but sometimes I feel like this is a ministry. Okay, competence. Competence is number 3 is competence. Competence is when you demonstrate you're good at what you do and you're a business person. Competence is when you demonstrate you're good at what you do and you're a business person. I need to know, do you know enough about your products that you can help me? I have a problem. What's my problem? I feel like this, or I have this, or I'm on a high blood pressure medication, or whatever. Can you help me? Are you competent? Do you have knowledge to help me with my problem? That's step 1. Because if you don't know anything about your products or you don't know how to help me with them, why am I going to purchase them from you? Right? Because I'm not going to watch the video you email me. Most people aren't anyways. And then now that I'm in love, the products have helped me, you've changed my life, I'm thinking about becoming a distributor myself. Do I trust you to mentor me in the business? Are you going to be the person who mentors me? Are you demonstrating that you are a business person? There's 2 pieces to competence. Does this make sense? Now, new people, you may not have that competence yet, and that's okay. You need to lean into your team. You need to lean into their competence, and you need to sell their competence. Look, last thing I want a new person to do is pretend you know what you don't know. Because people, anything you do that's disingenuous it's like a house of cards. Relationship marketing comes tumbling down. The foundation of everything is trust. If you violate that, it's like pulling the cornerstone out of the building. Okay? So don't fake it. Just say, hey, I'm new. But do you know that I'm on Steph's team? So any question you might have, I'm going to text her. She's going to have the answer to me. We are in good hands. All of the knowledge and experience is right here. Okay? And as far as mentoring you in the business, I'm not going to mentor you in the business. She is. We're going to do it together. We're going to join this amazing team. We're going to learn how to build a business with heart. Okay, so lean into your upline if you don't have your own competence developed yet, and then work on developing it. Make sense? Okay, don't fake it though. Chemistry, character, competence. The first 3 ingredients to building trust. Okay? And there's a principle behind these 3 that I want to share with you before I jump into number 4, and that's this. When someone's going to do business with you, they only care about 3 things. Can I trust you? Do you care about me? And are you good at what you do? Can I trust you? Do you care about me? And are you good at what you do? Okay? These questions are asked in the heart. They're not out loud questions. They're feelings people have. And as you build a relationship over time and build trust in that relationship and care for somebody, these questions will be answered. There will never be any objections, and you will build loyal advocates in your business. Okay? In the beginning, you'll get objections because you have not answered these in somebody's heart yet. Number 4, consistency. You want to build trust? The best way? Be consistent, right? Be consistent. Did you help me because it was a fluke and you just had indigestion today and thought you'd be nice? Or are you consistently good? Are you consistently showing me your character? I love this principle, by the way, which I got from one of my favorite books. I'll share the title in a second. People respect consistency and desire it for themselves. People respect consistency and desire it for themselves. Not only does being consistent build trust. Who's got kids? Let me see the parents. Raise your hand. Is it important to be consistent with those guys and gals? Yeah, if you're not once, they'll never let go of it, right? Remember that time when I was 2 and you let me have ice cream for breakfast? Yes, because you were screaming for 11 straight hours. Yes, I do remember that. No, you can't have it again. But they'll never forget. You got to be consistent to build trust. People respect consistency and desire it for themselves. This means that not only does it build trust, but it actually attracts people to you. Top leaders always are consistent people, inspiring people. How many of you have been told that you're inspiring? People feel you're inspiring them. Have you heard that? Have you heard that? Does it blow your mind? What's inspiring about you? Can you shoot plasma bolts from your fists? I haven't even seen the movie yet, but it looks cool. No, people see you being consistent, and that's amazing because people wish they had that in their life. They want to be around people who are consistent. Okay? Just real quick on this, let me just ask you guys a couple questions. Oh, and I'll share my book with you. It's this book, by the way. I'll put the title up in a second. And that comes from this book, Influence, Psychology, and Persuasion, Robert Cialdini. It's on Audible, by the way. I just saw it come up on my Audible recommendation. So if you haven't read it, add that to your list. Okay. So what was I talking about? Being consistent. Let me see. How many of you use your products? You're consistent. You're starting to live the healthy lifestyle. You're living it out. Okay, well, that's a good start, Steph. They're all using their products. That's good. Now, how about social media? Who's good and consistent about sharing on social, sharing your story? People know what you're doing. You're sharing, you're helping people. Good. Awesome. This is great. Love it. How about connecting with people one-on-one? Who's good about staying in touch with people on your list? A few of you. Good. And I will say, some of those people raising their hands, I know have used Teamzy, so maybe we've had a little share in that. That's all good. This is the checkup from the neck up, as Zig Ziglar would say. The checkup from the neck up is, are you connecting with people? Are you connecting with people? Are you consistent with your relationships, as say posting on social using your products? This is where the rubber meets the road. The principle is this: people won't believe you until they see you. They won't believe you till they see you. You can post all day long on Facebook or Instagram. Oh my gosh, Soul is amazing. It's changed my life. I feel amazing. Do you know how healthy I am? My kid hasn't had the flu in his entire life and he's 11. It's amazing, right? And then you say, I'm looking to mentor 5 amazing women this month. And, message me if you want to be in there, and it'd be great. You can join me. Do you guys, every once in a while you do this, right? It's normal. I'm not making fun of you. What I'm saying is that 1 or 2 people say, I've been watching you, and yes, I'd like more information. And you're like, great. But what about the other 1,200 people who don't like or comment on that post? Where are those people? Here's what I want you to know. They see it and they're watching it. It's like a TV show. It's like when we were joking about watching The Bachelor. They're engaged in what's going on in your life, but they don't believe you are talking to them personally. Why would they believe that message is to them if they haven't heard from you since high school? They're watching, but they don't believe you, because relationship building is a contact sport. You have to be in contact with somebody, and you have to be in regular contact with them if you want a relationship with them. I am the hugest fan of Facebook. I can't even tell you. The year before I started Teamzy, I had an opportunity to go tour the campus of Facebook and Instagram. And I was hosted by one of the founders of Instagram. And he spent 4 hours with me. And we got to tour the campus. And then we sat down. They have like these restaurants that are everywhere. And the food is just like free. You order food like a restaurant. But it's just, anyways, we sat down and had lunch. And I took an entire notebook worth of notes on how to create an app, how to build it, all this cool stuff, right? I'm the hugest fan of Facebook and Instagram. Amazing. Built my business on Facebook and Instagram to this day. But here's what I want you guys to know. Being connected on Facebook and Instagram is not a relationship. It's letting other people look through the windows of your living room while you're living your life. They're keeping tabs on your life, but they're not connected to you. Does this make sense? It's like everyone's looking, literally, it's like I'm looking through the windows. I'm like, oh, wow, look, Steph got her new house done. I haven't talked to her in 6 months, but good for her. And I feel like I'm engaged, but I'm not. Not until we connect. Okay, you got to be in contact with people. Here's the principle. Investing time and connecting with people is the only way to deepen a relationship. Investing time and connecting with people is the only way to deepen relationships. Okay, I've got one short tangent on this, and then we're going to jump into Teamzy. So bear with me. If you haven't ever seen me do this, let's go for it. Okay. How many of you have received, some of you have heard this story. How many of you ever received a great card from someone you care about? Like the kind of card that there's a handwritten message in, and when you read it, it brought the glisten to your eye and warmed your heart. Anybody ever receive a note or a card like that from somebody you love? Okay, hopefully everybody. If you've never received a card like that, do me a favor, put your address in the chat, and we're going to all write you one, okay? So you get one like that. When you get a card like this, what do you do with it? How many of you are like, that was nice, crumble it up and chuck it in the trash can? Anybody? I usually have at least, lately since the whole Marie Kondo phenomenon, I at least have one person that says, I throw them away. You're going to regret that, by the way, if you do later. Side note, I read Marie Kondo's book 3 years ago. I loved it. I got rid of so much stuff. Part of what I got rid of was 11 boxes of books. Biggest regret. Biggest regret. Some things you should keep. I wish I'd kept them. Because I was living in a shed in my backyard and I didn't think I had anywhere to put my books 3 years ago. Now I have a 500 square foot office. Dang it. With 15-foot ceilings. I mean, it's like made to be a library. All my books are gone. Okay, side note. So none of you throw away your cards. Where do they go? Who has a special place where you keep the special notes and letters and cards? A box or drawer, crate, something like that, right? Isn't it amazing how we keep those? They have so much value for us. In fact, go to your special place tonight after this call, just on a lark. Pull one out at random and read it. It will have even a deeper impact on you emotionally now. Years later, in some cases. In fact, when we pass away, a lot of times that is one of the things that is kept by our family. True? Do any of you have a letter or a card that belonged to somebody who's passed away and you've kept it? So it means so much to us. Now, I have another example here. This is a birthday card. You see that it says happy birthday? It's a postcard. Isn't that nice? It's from my life insurance salesperson. It says, so there's a little message. It looks like it's handwritten, but it's not handwritten, okay? It's a trick. It says, wishing you all the best. It's nice, right? Is that nice? Do you guys get one of these from people every once in a while? Does this go in the special place? Will my kids save this as a bookmark in their Bible when I'm gone? Dad was a great guy. Look at this card from his life insurance salesman. This shows me what a great guy Dad was. No, this goes right in the trash can. It has no value. Now, what's funny is this does have some value to my life insurance guy because it makes people think about him for 10 seconds, right? And that has some marketable value for him. But as far as a relationship goes, it's not that valuable. Make sense? Why does this have no value? Why do you all laugh about saving this? None of you would save this, right? This required no investment of time. And it's not personal, it's bulk. It's not a personal connection and it required no time. It has no value. What is the most valuable thing we have? Our time. Investing in another person makes their day, makes their life. It becomes something that is incredibly treasured and rare. And incidentally, it's the thing we yearn for the most as people, don't we? So should you be writing people cards all the time? No, not all the time, but it should be something you do. Look at this. I just want you guys to know I just got these made. These are so pretty. These are my Teamzy note cards. See, it just says Teamzy. And it has like some little art. They're like the luxe extra thick cards, right? Blank. Why? So I can fill up a heart-filled message there for somebody, invest in them. So, maybe you should get some nice cards made for your business and every once in a while send them. People will save them forever. But I just want you to understand connecting with people, even on Facebook Messenger, text message, one-on-one will make their day. And I was going to say I believe there's a larger power in charge of your Teamzy algorithm because you just my system will give you the list every day and you'll just connect with them. But some of you guys will attest. I know Kat can tell stories. I know Steph can tell stories just looking at the people I know on this call where somebody's name came up and you're like, oh, I guess I'll message them. And they're like, I can't believe you reached out to me today. Oh my gosh, I so needed to talk to somebody today. This is like providence. Thank you for reaching out, and you're there for them at that moment. It is amazing. So connecting with people, you need to understand, you guys, connecting with people one-on-one, investing some time, even a few seconds. Now it's going to feel like you're investing more time to them because they don't know you're using Teamzy and you're super, super mega efficient, but it's so incredibly valuable. Does this make sense? This is why when people message me and say, Eric, I really want to employ marketing automation into my network marketing business. And how can I automate this? I'm like, you're going to try to turn this beautiful, elegant connection tool into this, and you're going to get those results. Does this make sense? It would be great if you didn't have to work to build relationships. Unfortunately, you do. Okay, remember how I said everything about being successful is about taking action? I want to show you. It's easy, but you got to do it. Okay, here we go. Last slide, and then we'll jump into Teamzy. Sorry, I got really into that. Can't help myself. You need a system. I mean, relationship marketing is great. Loving on people is great. It's the soul way, which is great. We combine, we mesh. But you got to have a system. You can't do this willy-nilly. You can't be good at this and stay organized without a system. You need a way to stay in contact with everybody you know. Everybody you know, stay in contact with them regularly. Know when to contact them and when not to contact them. It should just be kind of automatic. Don't spend time thinking, just get into doing and know what to say so that you can start a conversation and make someone stay without spending all day staring at the screen, trying to come up with a perfect message. Oh my gosh, memorizing their entire Facebook profile so that you can make it personal. And then you're like, wow, I just spent 2 hours and contacted nobody. That doesn't help. And then make sure that nobody falls through the cracks. Okay, make sure that nobody falls through the cracks. I'm going to teach you how to follow up tonight. And I want you guys to know this startling fact. About 80% of the people you could be helping are falling through the cracks in your system right now. And it's probably even true for some of the soul sisters on this call who are already using Teamzy. Tonight, you're getting a revival. Okay. Just incidentally, do we have any men on this call? Are there any men in this call? If you are, put your hands up or something. Nope, there's none. So I'm just going to keep going with the soul sister thing. Sorry, for you guys on replay, you should have shown up live.
I am like the biggest, and every time we have this call, I tell the same story because it happens every single time. So I am here once again to give my testimony of how powerful Teamzy is because, right, I'm like, okay, well, I have 40 to 60 conversations a day, right? I don't have a problem having conversations. My problem comes because I run out of time to do the logging part. And so then I finally, 3 months go by and I'm like, oh my God, I haven't logged anything. And I start logging again. And literally, you guys, it's insane how many people were ready to order. And even from last week when I was logging and forgot to go back the next day to like, it is so, so, so important. Like we talk about this every single team call and like you cannot not do this part of your business. Seriously. I've had, I don't know, I can't even tell you how many orders in just the last 3-4 days from finally doing Teamzy. And the part about it obviously was not that I was not having enough conversations, right? But those are conversations of, people on the team or three-way conversations or, people reaching out to me, luckily, thank God, about their products. But what I wasn't doing was reaching out to the 20 to 30 new people a day that I wanted to reach out to. So my business would have probably doubled by now for sure or tripled, even from where I'm at. But I held myself back by not doing this part. So that's my testimony again.
Don't beat yourself up. You're doing great. Nobody's perfect at this, okay? But life does have ebbs and flows and it has peaks and valleys. And that's why you need a system that you're going to fall off the wagon. You need to get back on. I do this we're going to talk about it at the end because Steph threw it out at the beginning, but I do a boot camp every quarter. We're about to start boot camp 6 next month. It's a 12-week program and hardly anybody makes it through 12 weeks without falling off the wagon. That's why I do it for 12 weeks. First of all, I have so many things to teach you that if I gave it to you all in the first week, your heads would explode. So I take it over time, but the point of 12 weeks is 12 weeks statistically is the time in which every single person has a crisis of some sort. Some of them are huge, some of them are minor, but it's enough to get you out of your business. Okay? To put your business on the back burner, which is the way of saying I'm about to quit. And so what we do is over 12 weeks is like, okay, come back, we'll get you back in. And Steph, who I consider you a friend, and you're somebody who has been a Teamzy user for years. She goes through the ups and downs of this too. And it's always the same confessional. I fell off. I stopped doing Teamzy. I lost control of my business. I'm back on board. Oh my gosh, feels great. I'm ranking up. Things are going great. So I want you guys to know that's normal. But however, if you can stick with Teamzy, all right, that's Facebook. Hold on, I have Teamzy right here. You can stick with Teamzy and will be your guide and your helper all the way through, okay? I want you to think of it like this. Teamzy is an assistant that you're paying to organize your business and keep you on track, okay? And you would not ignore an employee for months, so you need to be responsible and get to that assistant and say, okay, what's on deck today, Teamzy? What do I need to do today? Give me my agenda, okay? So look, first off, I want you guys to know this, getting back on track, I'm gonna show it to you right now. Go to teamzy.com and get it and click on start my free trial. Okay, teamzy.com, start my free trial. It's free for 30 days, no strings attached. I don't ask for your credit card or anything. I just want you to use it for a month and love it, okay? And then if you do what I'm gonna show you in the next 15 to 20 minutes, you will have a rockin' month and you'll be in love, and then you'll be part of my family. It'll be great. Okay, so here's the setup wizard. When you first log in, you're gonna be in the setup wizard. This is the brand new setup wizard. Exciting, so much easier. And you just follow the steps. Just a little video from me welcoming you. Great, click next. You can sign in to get your Facebook Messenger tips, which is great. I'm gonna skip that. So now we're gonna set an income goal, okay? How much money do you wanna make in your business? This is your 12-month income goal, like how much you're gonna make in a year and 12 months from now. So if I start working Teamzy today, where will I be in 12 months? What's your goal, okay? And there's a little slider and you notice that it changes how many activities you need to do depending on your goal, okay? So my true goal is 150, so I'm gonna show you that there's 150, okay? So Teamzy is already telling me daily I need to connect with 9 prospects, 6 customers, and 4 specialists. That's 19 people. That's 15 minutes for me in Teamzy. Isn't that crazy? To get to 6 figures, get to 150 in 12 months. Okay, let's click continue. So once you have the number where you want it, just click continue. The next step we're gonna do is get some contacts into Teamzy, okay? So if you've already been building your team, you're gonna go to your back office and get your specialist lists into Teamzy, get your customers list into Teamzy. And then what's really neat, I love this about Teamzy, you can get your whole Facebook list imported into Teamzy. So you're not like digging through Messenger, it's all organized. These are just little videos and instructions on how to do it, okay? So there's the instructions on how to get your Facebook friends. Step by step, you really can't screw this up, okay? So once you do all that, I'm gonna skip it for now though, because I've already done it. Now you're ready to launch Teamzy. Okay, great. So Teamzy's gonna take you through a few different pieces of setup. This is the first time I've done it. This is an old account, so it already has it. Didn't give me my why, that's okay. So we're gonna go through and set up a couple of things. So you can see I've got my goals already, my 9 prospects, my 6 customers, my 4 specialists. That was a goal that was set and set up, okay? And then it's given me a couple of goals that are kind of a default number, invites and ads. So what do these mean? Prospects, these are the people that you know that aren't already on your team or are already customers, right? They're the people that you're gonna be connecting with just to make their day. Okay, we're not calling them up, we're not messaging them to sell them or cold recruit them or anything like go for no, God forbid. We're just trying to make their day. I call it the make someone's day mindset. Okay, so if you haven't heard that before, write down, get in the make someone's day mindset. Your first step to helping somebody is having a conversation with them. And you start the conversation by making their day. I'll show you how we do that in a second. Customers, we're gonna connect with our current customers and past customers. By the way, past customers are the same thing as current customers in my mind and heart. How about you guys? Because somebody canceled their auto ship doesn't change the relationship. You continue connecting with them and treating them and honoring them. Guess what? They come back all the time, right? You never know. They have extra stuff, so they cancel. Now they're out. Good thing you're in touch. Specialists, this is your team. You're gonna connect with them, make their day, same way, build relationships with them. Okay, I'll show you how to do it in a second. Invites. An invite is a special kind of connect. An invite is when we're inviting somebody to learn about the business. We're inviting somebody to make a purchase. They've told us their problem. We found out their needs. We've told them, hey, I think this will help you. Would you like to buy it? That's an invite. We're inviting them into the business. So those are different than connects. Connects are just make someone's day. An invite is when we're actually finding someone who's interested and inviting them. I'll show you how to do that too. We log those. Then we follow up like pro with those. Ads are new people. Just new people you're adding to Teamzy. People that you know that you haven't got in Teamzy yet, or people that you're meeting. You want to have a discipline of constantly adding people to your business. Make sense? So those are your daily goals. And I'll show you as we do our power hour how those click up. Okay? All right. If you ever want to edit those, you click on edit daily goals and it takes you back to this page and you can edit those. Okay. Hold on, I'm trying to find my skip.
I tell the new people before they have customers and teammates to make sure there's at least 20 prospects a day.
20 prospects a day? You're hardcore, Steph.
Well, they don't have anyone else to talk to.
Oh, you mean because they have no team?
When
Yeah,
they're
so in this example, my goal is 19 total. So if you don't have any specialists or customers, then put all those into prospects. Yeah, totally. Okay, great. So there's one more thing that you need to do to set this up. Once you've brought everybody in, you are going to rank them. You notice there's little numbers next to everybody? See these little numbers? This is their star ranking. You can change those, by the way, anytime. So I'm going to jump over to my team page right here on the left side. That's like where your full CRM is. Look, everybody I know is in here, the whole list. See the whole list of people? It's in here. Kind of cool. Do you remember, Steph, in the beginning, how it would just load like 10 names at a time and you'd have to wait? Like the technology behind this has gotten so much better. But each person, when I click on them, you see they have a star rating, right? And you can actually do it all at once by clicking rank mode. I'm going to turn it on right here. Now, rank mode is automatically set for you if you do a bulk list, like your Facebook friends. It'll bring you to this page in rank mode, and it'll look like this. This means I can go down my list and quickly rank them. So let's say Cosimo's a 4-star. I just click on 4s. And if Abigail's 1, I just click on 1, and it changes her score, her rank, her star rank. Now, notice that almost everybody's a 3. That's because that's where they default. So you don't actually have to rank everyone on your list. Most people will stay a 3-star. You're just going through your list and quickly looking for your 4s and 5s. So there's no reason to get overwhelmed by this, okay? But this is very important. You need to understand what principles behind this. See, in relationship marketing, you need to prioritize your relationships. You need to prioritize your relationships. You cannot prioritize your time unless you prioritize relationships. There's 2 reasons. One, if you don't prioritize the important people first, then the turkeys steal the time. Is that true? You never have anything left over for the people you really want to talk to if you don't prioritize them first. But here's the other thing I want you to understand. 80% of your business comes from 20% of your relationships. 80% of your business comes from 20% of your relationships. You need to talk to that 20% more often. Okay? So the way this works, it's so simple. The more stars they have, the more often they come up on Teamzy. It's that simple. If you have 2,000 Facebook friends and you throw them all into Teamzy and you don't rank, then you have no way of knowing when the person you need to talk to the most is even going to show up on your list. It might be 6 months down the road. That's why you got to prioritize this. Let me show you how easy this is. I'm going to give you my definitions real quick, and then we'll go do a power hour together. So here we go. I'm going to click this little help thing and to give you the ranking system. 5 stars is somebody most likely to become a customer or a specialist, or they're an existing customer or specialist that's a rock star. These are 5-star people are your best friends and closest family. 5-star people will show up on your list to connect with and make their day every 30 days. Every 30 days, which by the way doesn't seem that often. It's often. If you're using Teamzy all the time, it's often. 30 days. So you're not going to have that many 5 stars, but they're the people coming up the most often. 4 stars are people that you feel is likely to become a customer or a specialist with a little nurturing. Or they're your solid people on your team, your good customers. They're your friends and family, not your closest ones, but your friends and family. They show up on your list every 60 days to connect. So 4 stars are now every 60 days. They're cycling through. 3 stars could go either way. That's why most people on your list are 3 stars. They show up every 90 days, okay? So somebody comes up on Facebook, you don't even remember who they are. They're probably a 3-star, and you'll start connecting with them every 3 months. You'll be friends soon enough. Watch, you'll be friends soon enough. And then 2 stars are people that are getting colder. They're every 120 days. So really simple, more stars more often. Make sense? And once you set this up in Teamzy, guys, You never have to plan anything ever. You just go in and do it. You just go in and do it, okay? And if you want to be really efficient, don't try to organically think of people to connect with and then have to go log it later. Just turn on Teamzy and follow the list. You'll stay in touch with everybody. Nobody will fall through the cracks, and there's no going back and doing homework because you log as you go, okay? Teamzy is fully mobile on your phone too, so you can do it on your phone as you go, as you're out and about, and it's always in the palm of your hand. Make sense? So once you've got your ranking done, now you're ready to do your power hour. I know I didn't do my why yet, so I'll do that in a minute. Should I do my why first? What do you think, Steph? Let me poll the team real quick. How many of you know your why? Okay, about half that I can see. How many of you have it written down somewhere? How many of you have read it today? Good, Kat, you're a good student. she's been around the mulberry bush with me a couple of times. Okay, so let me just talk about my why for a second. This is important. This is important. Then we'll do our power hour, okay? The power hour is easy and fun, super easy to do. Teamzy like, the power hour is like, you know, how many of you work out and do stuff that's hard, like you do hard workouts? Would it be, how many of you think it would be great if you could get on an elliptical machine for 15, 20 minutes a day and have a rock hard body? That's Teamzy. Okay, it's that easy. You're not gonna break a sweat. So don't worry, we're gonna show you that in a second. Let me talk to you about your why real quick. 1 out of 2 people in our business quit their first year. Why? Isn't that crazy? How many of you are glad Steph didn't quit? I am. 1 out of 2 people quit their first year. And look, I know almost everybody raised their hands when I said, where are the parents? Have you watched how easy your kids can quit stuff? And how you have to just like help them not quit things. You have to help teach them just like that, stick to it, that just like grind it out. You can do this, don't quit. Have you noticed how easy it is for kids? Adults quit just as easy. We just are better at justifying it. See, a kid will say, I quit because I don't want to. And an adult will say, I'm quitting because the economy is poor. Or I'm quitting because, you know, whatever. We justify, but we do it just as easy. I want you to know that quitting is natural. I don't want you to feel bad for the things that you've quit. It's normal. But there are exceptions. There are exceptions when people stand firm and they become successful. Unbelievably, people do amazing things, don't they? Extraordinary things. Every single one of you has done that in your life, and you already have that muscle memory. And now you're here tonight on this call with some dude in California because you want to do something extraordinary with your business. I'm here to tell you that you will not achieve that unless you have a reason to. See, the reason we quit is because it's easy to do so when we don't have a reason not to. There has to be, I will die for this reason in front of you, or you will just take the path of least resistance. That's just the way we are as people. That's why this finding your why thing, it's not just something everybody talks about. Everyone talks about it because it's so essential. Okay? And if you are a normal person who felt like blowing off your business a few days this week, then it means that you don't have a strong enough why. Just really quick on this, now I'm getting into it. I'm excited about this. Parents, let me see hands for parents who have successfully fed their children every day of their children's life so far. You have brought food to the table. You have given your children food every single day of their life. Let me see people. Everyone? Nobody has missed a day? Okay, seriously, you guys are moms. Did you ever not feel like cooking for them? You just didn't feel like it. I don't feel like it today. I'm just not, but you still did it? Did you ever get annoyed at them and not want to feed them? No, you fed them every day. You know why? Your why was clear. Now, how many of you have managed to feed your business every day since you just started your business? See, the why is not as clear for your business, is it? Look, I'm going to take you through the process. It's very simple. It's so simple. People have written long, complicated books on finding your why. Some of you have read those books. There's classes you can take, trainings you can do. I've even looked at it and tried to figure out how to make it more complicated so I could charge you guys to train you on it. It's not that complicated. Okay? We've boiled it down to 5 questions. Just thought-provoking questions. That's all you need is 15 minutes of quiet and get your mind going on this. Okay? I'll take you through the process real quick. We built it into Teamzy. Let me just show it to you really quick. So I'm just going to jump into my why by clicking on that right there. Huh. That's weird. Is it not going to take me there? It's not going to take me to my why. This new setup wizard is now failing me. Let me see. Can I get there in settings? There it is. All right. So there's 5 questions in my why. We'll take you through them real quick. You can see I've already created mine. I'm going to show the questions. Number 1, why did you become, I don't know why it says coach. I'm finding all kinds of bugs. It's good. This is what you get when you launch something new. Why did you become a specialist? Hey, why did you become a specialist? Here's what happened with me. I lost some weight. People ask me about it every day. I was excited and I was sharing with it. And my wife, who's much smarter than me, said, honey, you should go sign up so that you can get paid for the 10 people a day you're sending the link to. That makes sense. So I did it. I didn't have a deep-seated goal or anything. Next question. What do you hope to accomplish? I wanted to make $500 a month extra money. That was my goal. Make $500. Anyone relate to that goal? Who'd like to see $500 a month extra? Yeah, that was it. I didn't have a deep goal, just $500 a month extra. Next question. Why is that important to you? Why is that important to you? What I wanted to do with that money, and again, these questions are just designed to get you thinking. So I'm thinking out loud with you. I wanted to take that money and I wanted to put it in the bank. I just wanted to save $500 a month. Okay, now just to give you some context, I come from the coaching background. I worked in the real estate industry coaching real estate professionals. It was an awesome choice for business until the Great Recession came at the end of 2008, and real estate was the first industry to disappear. Anybody around real estate at the time or went upside down on your mortgage, maybe even lost your home? It's happening left and right. That business disappeared. I lost my job along with every person I knew who could help me find a new one was out of work. It was scary. It was a scary time, true? And, you know, we were blessed. We made it through the recession intact as a family. We were very well provided for. We made it. I mean, but barely. But we had to scratch our way through it, but we made it. But we stopped saving money. We started living paycheck to paycheck. And at the end of it, I thought, wow, could I actually put $500 a month in the bank doing this business on the side? That sounds cool to me. You with me? Because it was just like an emotional win to put some money in the bank again. Next question. What would achieving this mean for you and your family? What would achieving this mean for you and your family? Well, I wanted to buy a new home for my family. We were in a small house. We'd outgrown it. We were on top of each other. My wife and I have 4 kids and 2 dogs, 2 big dogs. And like we were just on top of each other. I wanted to come home and work from home, start my own business. There was nowhere to work at home. I didn't even have my own bedroom. See, my wife and I shared the bedroom and the nursery. The master bedroom was the nursery also. And since we kept having babies, there was always a baby in that dang crib, which is great. I mean, I'm not complaining, but I dreamt of having a bigger house. The problem was we were $100,000 upside down on our mortgage. So I just felt like, look, the most rational thing I can do is start saving money, a little bit at a time. So for me, starting a business on the side that could put money in the bank every month was one step closer to this dream of buying a new house for my family. Next question. Why is that meaningful? How does this make you feel? Why is that meaningful? How does this make you feel? Okay. I struggled with this one. This is obviously the hardest question to answer because it's more of an emotional question and it forces you to think about these things for a minute. And I thought about this a little bit, and part of me just felt guilty. Part of me just felt guilty about wanting a new home. I felt like there's nothing wrong with this home. It's bigger than my parents had, right? How many of you guys are like, how did my parents live in a 1,200 square foot home with 5 kids? Isn't that crazy if you think about it? So anyways, when I got through that, here's what I realized. The home was symbolic of family to me. It just symbolized my family. It wasn't necessarily that I wanted a new house, though I did. It was that I realized that my family life was not where I wanted it to be. And it was manifesting in my mind as the problem with the house. See, this was my life. I'd get up in the morning to go to work and I would kiss my kids goodbye. They'd be in their pajamas still. And I'd come back from my job and they were in pajamas again, getting ready for bed. I pretty much missed their entire waking day every single day. And I realized something looking at this is that even though I loved my job and my career and I had status in the cool office and pretty business cards, I was not part of my family. I was existing outside of them. I'd come home, put my kids to bed, have 30, 40 minutes with my wife before we both pass out exhausted from our day. And I realized that that was not what I wanted. That is not the family that I wanted to have. Plus, I was constantly worried about getting laid off for some random whimsical reason, right? When you work for someone else, they can fire you for any reason they want. And I see it happen all the time where I call it the heartburn effect. The CEO of the company gets heartburn and then decides to lay people off. A lot of times it's for no rational reason, right? And you're at their mercy. So there was a lot of stress. Look, here's what happened to me. I realized I wanted a different life. My career wasn't getting me there. I was at the top of my career. There was nowhere left to grow. I was completely stuck right there. But I looked at network marketing and said, this is a vehicle that could get me there. This could bring me the life that I want. This could let me be with my kids. This could let me have a life where I never miss a single one of their activities ever. That seems so weird, but that's my life. And so I actually had somebody ask me recently how long I've been out of work, because I chaperone every single one of the kids' field trips. I'm like, I'm not out of work. I have my own company. I'm working right now. I'm making money right now. I make money when I sleep. But my kids are my priority, and I figured out how to do that so I could be with them. So guys, I want you to understand, going through this process, it flipped a switch in my head. I was thinking of my business as extra money, a side hustle. Let me see your hands if it's extra money side hustle for you. No, I didn't make it sound good, so no one wants to raise their hand. That's what I was thinking. But here's what I understood. I needed to switch my thinking. I started thinking of my job, my career became my side hustle. It became extra money. Yeah, I was making 6 figures in my career, but that was extra money. That's not my future. My future was my business. I had an hour a day to build my business so that, and in the meantime, I was going to take this extra money to support my family while I figured it out. It was a mental switch, but it changed everything. And I wrote my very first why statement going through this process. Okay. And it's in your Teamzy as sample text. Here's my why statement. My why: to create a life where I never have to worry about money again. I enjoy quality time with my family. I'm present for my children on a daily basis. I'm healthy and full of energy. Okay. To create a life where I never have to worry about money again. I enjoy quality time with my family and I'm present for my children on a daily basis. I'm healthy and full of energy. I wrote this down and it sounded so good. It sounded so good. Now, by the way, when you put that why in and click finish, it saves it to your dashboard on Teamzy. You can see it every day. Okay. Read it to yourself every day. But doing this process will convict you. It will make it very hard for you to quit. It will make it very hard for you to blow off your power hour in Teamzy. Now, for those of you who have not been in Teamzy in a while, what you may want to do is write your why down on a sticky note and stick it to the mirror in your bathroom where you brush your teeth morning and night. How many of you have a mirror you brush your teeth in front of morning and night? I would like you to be in Teamzy every day looking at your why, but stick it on that mirror. It will convict you. There's going to be days you don't feel like doing anything, and you're going to look at that. And you have to decide, do I want to stay stuck where I am, or do I want to work towards that? And what I'm going to show you right now, that it's so easy to do in Teamzy, it's going to be hard to go, I'm going to blow it off today. No, you're going to go, dang it, Eric Johnson. I'm just going to go turn on Teamzy and crank it out and get it done. It's going to convict you. Now, what happened to me was I wrote this down and I was like, oh my gosh, I was just doing this for extra money, but I suddenly realized something. I can change my life. I can change everything right now. I'm going to go for it. I knew how to do it. I taught people, been teaching people for 15 years how to build their business. I knew exactly what I needed to do. And I just decided, now I know why I'm going to do it. I'm going to go for it. I told my wife, I'm going to leave my job so I can focus on building this business. She's like, you're going to what? But, you know, she supported me, God bless her. But here's what happened. Within 3 months of writing that down, I left my job. I came home to build my business, to a home where I had nowhere to work, not even a kitchen table to work on. I tried for about a few days going to the public library and sitting at a table in the public library, but that didn't work. So some of you know the story, and I told you, I promised I'd tell it. I went to Home Depot and I bought a shed. Krista was like, please tell the shed story. Okay. I bought a shed, the kind you put your lawnmower in. It wasn't a fancy shed, though I did pay extra to get a couple of windows in it so I wouldn't completely die in it. Even though it was more like a sauna some days than a shed. I drilled a hole in the side of it. I ran an extension cord through the hole. My son and I built a desk out of a closet door that we found at the Home Depot, not Home Depot, at the Habitat for Humanity restore that someone had donated. And I was away in a shed building my business in the backyard on the dirt. That was 3 years ago. Check this out. I found this photo recently of the shed. This is my mentor from my old job and my business partner in Teamzy, Mike Lopez. He came to visit and check out my new digs. Here I am in the shed. Look, I got it set up. I've got a homemade whiteboard in the back. It's ready to go. You can see one of the things you might notice here on the left, this little stack. You know what that is? Blank notes. Blank note cards to send people handwritten notes. Pretty cool, huh? Yeah, I know it works. I made it happen because of my why. Does this make sense? Some of you have one toe in the water, which is fine. If you want to make $40 extra, $50 extra a month and get your products paid for, that's great. But if you have a why, you're going to go after it. Okay? And right now I'm going to show you how easy it is to go after it in Teamzy. So let's do that. Teamzy, where are you? Too many windows open. There it is. Okay. Save my why, boom, great. I don't even know how to use Teamzy anymore. They changed it all. They change it all, make it better. It's all good. Okay, here's my dashboard. Check this out. This is where the magic happens. The power hour, right here in the center. Again, you can get everything done in Teamzy in less than an hour a day. And this is how you do it. The power hour gives me 4 lists: prospects, customers, specialists, follow-ups. Okay? Prospects, customers, specialists, and follow-ups. Start from left to right. Now, the right-hand side is where I log everything as I go. Okay? It's where I log the activity as I go, so it's logged. And again, it gives me my list based on the rank. So the very first person to connect with is Jay. Jay Lisa Swain is #1 on my list. I'm going to connect with her to make her day right now. Now, personally, I love Facebook Messenger. That's the way I connect the most with people because the response rate is by far better than anything. Okay? And it has a whole bunch of different benefits. How many of you guys are worried about Facebook algorithms? When you're working Teamzy, you don't need to worry about that. You will be the most important person on everybody's list because when you're messaging them and they respond, you're prioritized in the algorithm. So don't worry about all that crap. Don't take any trainings on that stuff. Just connect with people. Okay? Good. Unless it's my trainings on that stuff, then you should definitely take those. Okay, so Jay's the first person we're going to connect with. Just kidding, not really. So what I'm going to do is, first off, a name comes up on the list, and this is what usually happens. What do I say to her? Maybe I've never messaged her on Facebook. Maybe I've never talked to her at all. How do I start this conversation? So I used to stare at the screen and wonder. Instead, over time, I figured it out and I put it in Teamzy for you. Go to scripts right here in the connect box. Here it says scripts. Open that up and just grab one of my scripts to start a conversation. They're so easy to use. Look, I'm going to grab the first one on the list. Connect #1. Hi, Jane. Just stopping by to say hello. How are you? I hope your day is awesome. Okay? Super simple. I'm going to copy that script. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to just paste that script into Teamzy so I can edit it. You don't have to do this step. You can paste it right into Messenger if you want, but I'm going to do it here so that I don't accidentally send it with the wrong name. So I got the name right. I got to put some emoticons in. Come on, who? Let me see hands for emoticon lovers. It's like the greatest thing ever. By the way, I do emoticons in professional emails and stuff too. I think everything needs an emoticon. Just so you know the tone. I'm here to make your day. Okay, so look, I got everything the way I want it. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to copy this super fast and send it in Facebook. Now you have to actually send it in Facebook because Facebook doesn't allow third-party integration like it used to. Okay, but it's super easy. Look, I'm going to look up Jay. There she is. We're going to send her this message. Hi, Jay, just stopped by to say hello. How are you? Hope your day's awesome. Send. Boom, it's done. That message is off. That's gonna make her day. Now I log it in Teamzy. What activity was it? It was a Facebook message. See the big blue button that says log connect? Guess what? That's how you log a connect. I'm gonna press that. She's gone off my list. 1 done, 8 left. Next person up is Steph. I'm gonna use the same script still on my clipboard, just paste it in and change the name. Hi, Steph. Just stopping by to say hello. How are you? Hope your day is awesome. Exactly the same process, but now I'm faster at it. Look at that. She's so high up. Just ST and Teamzy's like, must be Steph that you want. It always knows who you want. Isn't that amazing? Send message. Okay. You don't need to click on send money. And I don't know how you build your business, but I want them to send me money. Okay. Hi, Steph, just stopped by to say hello. How are you? Hope your day's awesome. Send, super easy. Message is sent. I log it in Teamzy. Log, boom, done. 2 done, 7 left. Next person's Cosmo. I'm gonna send this out. Look, do you guys see how easy this is? I have people that go, Eric, I can't believe I have to copy and paste this. That is so much work. I'm like, give me a break. You're so full of it. You are not connecting with 20 people in 15 minutes some other way. This is so fast. Come on, people, right? Look, same thing. I'm going to send this. I'll send it to them in Facebook, log it, 3 done, 6 left. Keep going down your list until you're done with your prospect goal for today. Yes, you can use the same script 20 times in a row if you want to. Change the name, personalize it a touch, but don't overthink it. Now, a couple pro tips. 1, some people will immediately respond. Don't go have the conversation right now. Just hold off until all your outgoing messages are sent, or you'll never get back to it. You'll get into the conversation. You'll be so excited. Oh my gosh, a live person interested in talking to me. You're going to have plenty of people to talk to. Trust me. Just hold on a second. The other thing I want you to know is 40 to 50% of the people you message, especially in the beginning when you haven't been talking to people for years, will not respond at all. Do not worry about them for a second. Don't even give them a second thought. Why? Because they're in Teamzy. They're going to come back automatically 30, 60, 90, 120 days from now based on their rank. They're going to come back again. You don't have to message them again until they come back. Okay? Each time you connect with them, send a connect, it'll warm up a little bit, and eventually you'll have a conversation with them. So just focus on the people who do respond. So when I'm done with my prospects, this circle goes all the way blue, and it says 0 left. I click over to customers. I start working this list. Okay? Connecting with my customers. Kathy's the first person on my list. I'm going to do the same thing. Go to scripts. Get an idea of something I can say. You're doing great. I'm proud of you. Congratulations. That's just an example. Look at this. I'll show you how easy this is. What's her name? Kathy? Kathy, you're doing so great. I'm proud of you. Congratulations on getting off your high blood pressure meds. Just an example. Has that ever happened? Has it happened for anybody you've been working with? First example I thought of. You're doing so great. I'm proud of you. Whatever. Okay? You could use, there's a bunch of different scripts. My favorite one is just, Kathy, I'm just checking in to see if there's anything I can do to make your day today. So simple. Just check in with your customers. Go down your list the same way. Send them messages. Check in with them. Okay? This is so important. Just real quick on this. How many of you wish you were better at staying in touch with customers? You're lying if you're not raising your hands. It's okay. I know. You're playing Candy Crush right now while we're talking. It's okay. I'm just kidding. I hope I'm kidding. Are you? No, you're not. Okay, good. Staying in touch with your customers is the key to your business. I'm going to just throw a couple things at you guys. Hopefully we'll convict you on this. Number 1, it's the right thing to do. Being in touch with your customers is good service, right? You are business owners. Number 2, When you're in regular contact with your customers, they will order more products and they will retain longer. Let me say that again. When you're in regular touch with customers, they order more products and retain longer. Not because you're in touch selling them, not because you're pestering them about sales or offers, just because you're in touch. This is a statistical fact. And I have people going into Teamzy going, oh my gosh, I got my team doing Teamzy this month on a free trial and our volume went up 30% this month. Why do you think that happened? Because all you're doing differently is actually being consistent about being in touch with people. It's huge. Your volume will go up just by being in touch. Okay. When we did boot camp, I remember Denise said the team's volume went up 40%, right? In the first 30 or 40 days. That's crazy. Third reason, how many of you want new customers? Who's got great customers now? Think of a great customer. Would you like someone else like that person? Where do you get them? Is there like a switchboard for Soul people where you can just go pick up new customers? Do you guys have something like that? No. Is there a Chalene Johnson Instagram training on how to get these people? There probably is, but here's my point. The best place to find a new customer is from a current customer, okay? If you didn't already know that, write that down. The best place to find a new customer is from a current customer. Think about it. People who are using your products and are loving them are talking about them. That's what people do. When we're excited about something, we tell other people about it, which means your customers are already talking about Soul. And just so you know, in the United States, 82% of purchasing decisions are made because there was a recommendation from a friend. 82%. So what does this mean? Your customers are talking to their friends about Soul. So statistically, about 82% of those people are ready to purchase right now. They're like, let me hang up this call and go get those people. You need to be in touch with customers, step one, and talking to them and ask them, who are you talking to? Susie, you're doing so great with Soul. I'm sure you've been telling your friends about your progress. Is there anybody you care about that needs to learn about this? Who have you told about it that's excited? Just tell me. Oh, well, I was talking to my cousin about it, and she's kind of interested. Cool. Introduce us so I can get her some information. Please introduce her. I'm on a mission. I want to help her. Okay, get introduced to your customers, friends, and family who they're already talking to. Those people are already excited about Soul, and those people will already trust you when you're introduced by your customer. Make sense? In fact, I don't believe you have to do anything else to grow your business ever other than develop those relationships with your customers. If you have one customer now, you already have a marketing plan that will build you into a multi-million-dollar team. As you invest and focus and stay in touch with customers, you build advocates. They bring you more and more and more and more and more people. Does this make sense? I'll just quick tell you a story about my friend Shasha. Shasha is a top real estate agent in wine country, Northern California. Real beautiful, gorgeous properties, the kind that you guys randomly go online and look at these homes, right? With vineyards and horse stables. And I mean, just amazing. And she's somebody that I knew for years through my other business, my other consultancy. And when I got into network marketing, she was one of the first people that wanted to support me. And so she jumped in one of my groups and she bought my products, and she was great. And I said to her, you would be perfect for this business. You're amazing. You have a great personality. You're well networked. You've got a great social presence. Have you ever considered doing this? You know what she told me? I love my real estate business. I'm not interested in a new business, but I want to support you because I believe in you. Great. What can I do to help you? How can I help you? How can I help you? My first year in business, she brought me 12 customers, all of whom purchased and joined and became month-to-month customers. She brought me 12 people. Why was she doing that? Because she was my advocate. I had a relationship with her. I had proven to her my integrity. She believed in me. She knew, without even knowing what the products were, she bought because she knew if I was representing them, they were the real deal. Guys, this is where the business is built. And my very first diamond coach call with Beachbody, they laughed at me when I told them I was asked to do a training. Okay, I got to tell the story, Steph, because you're going to laugh at this. All right, so you guys know that I was a Beachbody coach. So the first like kind of somewhat decent rank is diamond. And that's when you have, I think, eight distributors, right? 4 on each leg. And 2 of them have also duplicated twice. So I didn't really know how I was doing it. I just figured if I just connected with people and shared, it would grow. So my first month, I got diamond rank, which I guess is a big deal. I don't know. I didn't know, and I was new. And so they had a convention in Las Vegas, and that's only a 6-hour drive from San Diego. So I was like, oh, let's go. So my wife and I, we went to Las Vegas, and knowing nothing, I didn't even understand the comp plan. I was just excited. I went to Las Vegas to this convention, and they put this thing around my neck that says Diamond Coach. And people are like, oh, wow, you're a Diamond Coach. How long have you been a coach? I'm like, just 4 weeks. And they're like, how did you do that? I don't know. I just talked to people I knew and told them what I was doing. And, you know, they're like, how did you do that? That's amazing. So when I got back, I got a call from corporate, and they said, congratulations on being a diamond. We're going to put you in a mastermind with other diamond leaders and one of our corporate sales reps, and we're going to help mentor you. I said, oh, cool. So I get in this. I never felt more stupid than I was around other people who knew everything, knew more than me, right? And they were talking about all this stuff, volume and all this. And honestly, even to this day, like, I feel like if you focus on the relationships, guys, and you focus on being consistent, you're going to build your business. So they said, okay, we want each of you to teach a topic to the other group. And so everyone picked all the good ones. And so I got recruiting. So, you know, everyone's doing their presentations. It's my turn to do recruiting. And here's what I teach. Here's how you recruit. You take the customers you have, you build relationships with them, and you get introduced to their friends. And here's how I do it. And I tell you what, all the jaws dropped. They were like, this guy is an idiot. And they were so mad at me. What about Instagram? Why aren't you doing anything there? Why aren't you doing this? You're not running Facebook ads. You don't have a business page. Do you have a blog, Eric? Are you doing any of the things you're supposed to be doing? And I was like, what's the return on investment for all those things? Like 1 out of 5,000? Like, this is a known thing. If I have a customer who likes the products, I'm going to get a new customer from them just by being in touch every month. They laughed at me. So it's okay. Who's laughing now, Steph? Who's laughing now, right? 70,000 people I've helped in 3 years with this system. Thank you, Lord. So I'm glad that you guys are here now. I'm just telling you.
70,000. I mean, when you have to think of the amount of people that those 70,000 people have reached, I mean, you're a bazillionaire.
How many of you guys listen to country music? Have you guys heard that song that's love is more valuable than gold, and I've got love to spare, which makes me a millionaire? Have you guys heard that song? I love that. Okay, so the song goes like this. Love is more valuable than gold, and I have love to spare. That makes me a millionaire. Right? And that's the tune. And it's like steel guitar and like real country sound. It's a great tune. I love that theme. The truth is, when you build your business on love and relationships, it is incredibly fulfilling, but you'll also get paid. You'll also be successful. And that's the way business should be done, right? We need physical things because we're here on the physical world, at least for now. And so we need to have our needs met. But our real needs as human beings is a fulfilling life, and that comes from serving others. That's the way we were designed, and that is the way we thrive. So you got to figure out how to serve others. Oh my gosh, I'm taking too much time on this. Let's jump through. So did you get the moral of the story? Stay in contact with your customers. That's the moral of the story. Let Teamzy make it easy for you. Okay, the last step is your team, specialists on your team. Same thing, they're going to cycle through and you're going to send them a message to make their day. When your whole team's using Teamzy, you can just say, hey, Steph, you came up on Teamzy today. I just wanted to tell you I hope your day is awesome. And they'll still think it's fantastic, even though they know it's because they came up on Teamzy, right? They'll still have access. They'll still be in touch with you. It's all good. So your power hour looks like this. Go down your list. Whoever's up next, connect with your prospects, your customers, your specialists. Say you hit your goal for the day. Then you're going to go to your follow-ups list. Now, follow-ups, there's nobody there because it's not automatic. You have to put people on follow-ups. So let me explain how this works. And I wish I had weeks to unpack this for you, but I'm going to give you as much as I can in an hour, or not an hour, in 5 minutes, because the hour is the total. So I'm connecting with Steph. Hey, Steph, how are you? Hope you're having an awesome day. She says, oh my gosh, it's great to hear from you. It's been so long. We're catching up. She's telling me about all the new things. You know, they finally moved into their custom, beautiful dream home. Everything's great. We're going to talk about our kids, our dogs, the whole thing, all the important stuff. And as we're catching up, I'm listening for some way I can help her. That's what I want to do in the calls. I just want to help her in some way. I'm just listening for something, some sort of want or need that I can help her with. And hopefully, you know, whether it's information, a recommendation, a prayer, whatever, just lighten her day, whatever she needs, I'm going to look for a way to help her. Now, as we're talking and catching up, I am going to share with her what I do and why I'm passionate about it. So she's going to give me her update. I'm going to give her mine. Oh, well, what have you been up to, Eric? Oh, well, I don't know if you know, but 3 years ago, I left my job. I have my own business now. I'm home all the time with my family. It's amazing. And, you know, I help people. How do you do that? Oh my gosh. And you just tell them, this is what I do and why I'm passionate about it. She's going to say, wow, that's good. That's great. Good for you, Eric. That's great. I'm really glad you're doing that. You know, I'm proud of you, whatever. When you share, not, hey, I work for this company called Solle. I think you should check out the products. I think you'd like them. Can I send you some information? And they're like, no, thanks. Is this like all those other ones that I've been hearing about? No. If you just tell them what you're doing and why you're passionate about it, they'll be excited for you. Okay. And then you can just ask her, Steph, you know, is based on what I told you, is it something you're interested in learning more about? Would you like to learn more about it? She can say yes or no. If she says yes, I'm going to invite her in some way to learn more about it. And I'm going to put her on my follow-ups list. Simple, right? I'll show you how easy that is. If she says no, do people say no sometimes? No's for me are even better than yeses. Well, maybe not even better, but almost as good. Because she's not saying no like a go for no, like rejection. We're just having a conversation. Hey, would you want to learn more about what I'm doing? Not really. It's okay. But I'm glad for you. Great. Great. This is an opportunity for me to plant a seed for her to be my advocate. Okay. So I'll just say, no worries, Steph. You know, hey, could you do me a favor? If you do come across somebody who's struggling with their health, with, you know, what is your specialty? Autoimmune issues, anxiety, energy issues. You guys help it all. So where is your story? You know, where are you excited? Like for me, it was weight loss and fitness. If you come across anybody who needs to lose some weight and get fit and regain their health, could you do me a favor, Steph, and just introduce us so I can get them some info? Because I'm on a mission to help as many people as I can. You know what she's going to say? I'll keep you in mind for that. Seed planted. Does this make sense? I'm more interested in her being like Shasha and introducing all her friends to me than I am in her joining my business. Does this make sense? You treat every single person as an opportunity to help all the people they care about. Now, when she says, yeah, I am curious, I am interested, I would like to learn some more. Great. I'm going to now invite her to something and put her on my follow-ups list. Let me just show you real quick how to do it in Teamzy. So easy. So notice that Steph's no longer on my dashboard. Okay. She's no longer there. So I have to look her up in the lookup bar to find her. That brings me to her record. Now what I'm going to do is she and I are talking and she's interested in learning more. So I'm going to actually log an invite connect. So I open the connect box where it says invite, click on that. And I'm just going to say, let's just say I'm going to invite her to an opportunity call that we're doing. Okay. Let's say it's an opportunity call and it's on Facebook. You guys do those still? Facebook Live type thing? Look, we're doing a Facebook Live event tonight. Steph, if you're around, I'll send you the link. You can tune in and learn all about what we're doing. That sounds great. Cool, so I'm gonna invite her to that. I'll send you the link on Facebook. And notice right here, this little calendar, it says in 2 days. Teamzy's already set a follow-up for me because it saw that it was an invite. Now you can set your follow-up for any date in the future, but it gives you one automatically so you don't screw up and forget. Okay, I'm just gonna do it tomorrow because I'm gonna tell her, look, I tell you what I'll do is you watch it tonight, I'll follow up tomorrow and see if you have any questions. She says, great, perfect. So now it's logged, there's an invite, and there's a follow-up for tomorrow. So when it logs, it sets the follow-up for tomorrow. On my dashboard now, she's on my follow-ups list. This is how I keep her from falling through my cracks. Make sense? tomorrow when I do my power hour, I do my prospects just like I showed you, customers just like I showed you, whoever's up next, don't overthink it, specialists, whoever's up next. And then I go to my follow-ups and I work on whoever's due. Now Steph says tomorrow, but tomorrow she'll be due. And so now I'm going to send her a follow-up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my scripts again, and I'm going to get a follow-up script. Look, follow-up number 1. Yes, I wrote 10 for you and put them in here numbered. You really can't screw this up. Seriously. Hi, Jane, just checking in like I promised I would. What questions do you have for me? Sweet, simple. I'm going to copy that. I'm going to send it to Steph. Make sure that I don't send it to Jane. Okay, boom, ready to go. I'm going to send that to Facebook just like a normal message. There she is. Oh, there's a lot of Steph views. Look at that. Did you know that? This one doesn't look very cute. It's a guy with a beard and a dog. Okay. All right. So look, I sent her the message, the follow-up message. Now I'm going to log it in Teamzy the same way, Facebook message. And this time, before I log the follow-up, always set the next follow-up. So let's say I'm going to follow up in 2 days now. So now she's still on my follow-ups list, due 2 days from now. When she comes up again, I'll go into scripts. I'm going to get my follow-up script number 2. Don't overthink this. Just go in order. I've spent years refining these scripts. They work unbelievably. Now, let me tell you how they work really quick. How many of you have ever heard the term or the statistic that 80% of all sales, my name's Eric, I'm trying really hard. 80% of all sales happen between the 7th and 10th follow-up. How many of you have heard that stat before? 80% of all sales happen between the 7th and 10th follow-up, which means you need to follow up 7 to 10 times to get most of your sales. How many of you are doing that? A lot of you are like, heck no, Eric, I am not going to do that. And I know why, because, well, first of all, if you're not using Teamzy, you're not organized enough to follow up 10 times. They've fallen through the cracks before that. Let's just be honest. But most of you are really worried about being annoying, right? So you don't want to be annoying. I'm going to teach you how to do it without being annoying. Okay? Does that sound good? People will thank you. You can follow up 10 times, they will thank you for it. They will thank you for it from the bottom of their heart. They will think you're amazing for it. But first I need to shift your mindset really quick. And I know some of you already personally, and I know you're my people. Now I'm checking on the rest of you. How many of you are here because you believe you can help people and change their lives? Okay, good. You're my peeps. Who's here just because it's like, I just want to make a buck? Anybody? All right, you wouldn't be still with me on this call if that was you, right? If you cannot get it, if 80% of people won't purchase until they've gotten to the 7th or 10th follow-up, I want you to reframe this statistic like this. 80% of the people you could help, you won't help unless you follow up enough. 80% of the people you could help, you won't help. This is why I say following up is an act of love. Following up is an act of love. Okay, write it down. If you haven't ever heard me say that before, write that down. You need that in front of you. Following up is an act of love. Not following up enough communicates, I just don't care about you. Sorry. How many of you, that's the message you want to send? Not following up enough communicates you don't care about them. Think about it. Think of an example when somebody failed to follow up with you, and that's exactly what you thought. And if you use the Teamzy approach and you start this conversation with, I'm just here to help people. I'm on a mission to save people, to help people, and I want to help you, and this is great. And then they don't respond to 3 messages and you drop them. They're like, she was full of it. She didn't mean all that stuff. I didn't buy, and she dropped me like a bad habit. Now, on your end, here's what's happening. She's not responding. She's not interested. She doesn't have any money. Her husband's a jerk. Oh my gosh, it's the economy. It's got to be the press. It's the media. It's ruining her brain. I don't know. You make stuff up. You're making stuff up based on no information. Listen, I do the same thing. Guys, I just want you to know. Little side note, Steph knows this. Teamzy's recently done a corporate deal with Juice Plus. Juice Plus has come and they've endorsed us to all of their people said you should use Teamzy. It will help you. They've negotiated. Just by the way, I would love a deal like that with Solle. I would love to partner with Solle. So every time you guys talk to Jordan, tell him, reach out to Teamzy and they will get us a special deal. If you guys endorse us, they'll give a special deal to all of it. Just let him know, okay? Harass him. He's a good guy. He's a good guy. And we're connected, so it'd be an easy conversation. Side note, that was a side note. But here's the point. I teach this stuff and I go through the same thing. We had a couple of great meetings, couple of great conversations, and then I heard nothing back. No responses. And I started freaking out. Guess what? I just kept following up. I just decided to do what I teach you guys, and everything's fine. Here's what's happening. Let me just explain this. And I'm going to teach you the 2 ways to do this without being annoying, but here's what's happening. I'm talking to Steph. She's so excited about Solle. She's like, this is a perfect fit for me. This is going to be great. Awesome. Let me follow up with you in a couple of days and we'll get you started. Great. I follow up, no response. A couple of days later, I follow up again, no response. A couple of days later, I follow up again, no response. The truth is 80% of people won't even respond to your first 5. They won't even respond. And I'm starting to think there's something wrong. Here's what's happening on Steph's end. She gets my follow-up and she sees it on her phone and she's like, oh yeah. And then she's like, oh my gosh, the baby just threw up on the dog. I have to go. She puts her phone down and handles it. The next day she's driving when I message her. I'll look at that later. The next day she's making dinner right now. I can't handle it right now, but I'll do it later. On my end, all I hear is crickets and I'm freaking out. Making sense? She's excited. It's just bad timing every day. And I'm not her top priority in her life right now. It's something she wants to do, but she's got 10 other things happening. Does this make sense? So what you need to do is you need to stay with them. You need to be present with them until they're ready. And the way you do that without being annoying is this. Write this down. Rule number 1, never ask them to do anything in your follow-up. Don't ask them to do anything in the follow-up. Don't even ask them to respond. Don't ask them to do anything. It's on you. You're going to continue following up so they don't have to respond. You're going to continue connecting with them, putting the energy into this relationship right now. Okay? Number 2, your follow-ups should always be written out, messaged. Always be written out. Never voice, never video. Not for a follow-up. It needs to be written out, messaged. And it needs to be short. It has to be short enough they can read the whole message without opening it. Okay? They should be able to see it on their phone like a notification and read the whole thing. Why? I'll tell you why. They're not going to open it because they can't right now. They're driving, they're cooking, the baby's throwing up on the dog, right? Because why won't they open it? Because they cannot respond to you right now. Okay? And they don't want you to see they open it because they feel like a big jerk if they open it and you see the read receipt and they don't respond. You guys do this too, right? Now, if your message is long and they can't see the whole message, it's ... They're feeling now disappointment in the fact that they can't see the whole message without opening it. So now they're faced with a quandary. Do I open it and be a jerk for not responding, or do I never know what the rest of this message says? Instead of the emotion you want them to have, which is reconnecting to the hope and the excitement of the initial conversation about the business. Make sense? So keep it short. If you send them a voice message, they definitely have to open it in order to get it, right? And if they're like me and they have small kids, who knows when they're going to have a quiet moment to listen to that message? It could be days. I don't know about you, but like that's the worst because now I have to be like, babe, watch the kids. Now I have to go out to the garage or the backyard or get somewhere far away to listen to this message. Does this make sense? Make it easy on them. Follow those 2 rules, and then everything works out great. So your messages, you don't ask them to do anything. You keep them short and sweet. You stay in touch. You stay present. Look at my scripts. It's like, hey, I'm here if you have any questions. I'm here to help you. Hey, you were excited about getting started. I am too. When you're ready, I'm here. That kind of stuff. You stay in touch. You stay in touch. You stay in touch. Most people will respond around 5 or 6 follow-ups long after most people give up. And they'll say, I'm so sorry I haven't responded. Thank you for your follow-up. Just try it. Kat's nodding. She's like, this crap works, people. It does. And so the way you work your power hour This is not rocket science, guys, but it is science, relationship science. Each day you log into Teamzy, you do your prospects, you just send out messages to make their day. Your customers, you send out messages to make their day. Your specialists, you send out messages to make their day. About half of them will respond. So throughout your day, you're having conversations with people, which is awesome. Okay? Some of those conversations will fizzle out, which is no big deal. They're going to come back on Teamzy again automatically, but some will be interested. You're going to invite them and put them on your follow-ups list. The second half of your power hour is working your follow-ups list. So those of you who are going to sign up for your free trial tonight of Teamzy, your next 3 weeks, you probably will have no follow-ups. You'll just be doing prospects, customer specialists, and having conversations. By the end of your free trial, though, you should have that follow-ups full. And now you've got a pipeline of people who are interested in purchasing, interested in joining the team that you're following up on. Make sense? So starting conversations, doing your follow-ups, and then other parts of the day, I usually set aside some time, you're having conversations. Make sense? Super easy. And the way you finish Steph off when she finally signs up is you jump to her full contact record. Again, you can look her up in the lookup bar or just click on her name like I did. This takes you to the team page. This is her full contact record. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on sale and log that I got a sale. So let's say she came in as a specialist. I'm going to put enrollment kit and save. And then I'll tag, her products, whatever her product that she bought, I'll tag it so that I know what she's using. Make sense? And then I move her member type from prospect to specialist, personally mentored, done. She's on my team now. How cool is that? Cool? All right. What time is it? Oh man, we talked a long time. Do you guys have questions? If you do, go ahead and ask away. We'll do a couple questions and then I'll bless you and send you on your way.
I know that there were some people that fell off. Do we do 30 days again, or do we tell them just to jump back in? And then also, could you give information on the challenge, on the boot camp?
Right. Okay. So if you've already done a free trial, it's time for you to step up and get a subscription. If you haven't done a free trial, get your free trial. So Teamzy, after your free trial, Teamzy's $29.99 a month. That's less than $1 a day. Imagine having this planned for you every single day. Okay. We made it that price is, if you look at CRMs for any other industry, it's a tenth of what you would pay. But the reason why we need to get paid something is if you do the basic Teamzy and get one sale, you paid your Teamzy for the month. So it's a no-brainer. Okay. So if you've done a free trial and you blew it, just get a subscription. If you're new, get a free trial. Now let's talk about bootcamp real quick. For those of you who really want to take your business to the next level, bootcamp is, we're going to open it up in a couple weeks in mid-April. So bootcamp opens for registration for 7 days. It opens, it's a window, and then it closes. We fill it up fast and then we close it, and we do it every 3 months. So it's a small group of people, but you'll be personally mentored by myself and my business partner, Mike Lopez, for 12 weeks. And you'll also meet really great people from different teams and different networks. You'll make some relationships. You might even make friends that last forever in there. Here's what we do in boot camp. I take you through 12 weeks of training. I've actually professionally videotaped trainings with workbooks, one for each week. So it's a specific topic each week that we work on, and then we have everyone in camp applying it in your business. So it's not just a class where you learn stuff. Some of you guys just love to learn. Just love to learn. Like I know, like Kat, I'm looking at you. You're the kind of person who just loves to learn. You just like to put stuff in your brain and absorb new information and learn. And that's good, but boot camp makes you apply it. It's like, hey, we're learning this. Now I want you to do it 10 times today and post in the group that you've done it. There's accountability and support. So we take you through the whole process, the things that I consider the 12 most important things I want to teach you about relationship marketing. We take a week for each thing, and we drive you through the whole process so that you create a tremendous amount of momentum in your business in a short amount of time. Okay. The average boot camper results, off the top of my head, I forget what it is. I think it was 12 recruits. I think it was 12 new people to the team, average, sponsored during boot camp, 3 months. and 19 customers, something like that was the average result. So it's pretty awesome as far as the results people are getting. Now, of course, there's people who don't do diddly in boot camp, so they bring those numbers down a little bit. Unfortunately, some people will invest money, but not their heart or their energy into something, right? Which is kind of a waste. I don't want your money as much as I want your testimony. Mm-hmm. So, but if it's something you're interested in, you should definitely keep an eye out for boot camp when it opens. It's going to be great. We've done 6 of them now, so it's gotten better every single time. We've refined the process. And you absolutely, if you come into boot camp and apply yourself, you will get tremendous results in it. And you will feel like, oh my gosh, this is so worth it. Usually people tell us the first week they feel like they got the value they paid for it. Now, boot camp is not expensive. It's under $300 for the whole 12 weeks. Mm-hmm. Okay. So it's like if you're used to getting a cup of coffee at a restaurant every day, it's not a latte, just a cup of coffee. That's about what it costs. So you can invest in your business. So anyways, that's boot camp, 12 weeks, private Facebook group, personally mentored, live coaching calls from group calls with Mike and myself, success partners in the group. I don't know, what else? You name it. Kat, you've been in it. What are some of the things they should know about boot camp?
Well, Kat wouldn't be here if it weren't for boot camp.
That's very true. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you, Eric. So I wouldn't be in this team at all. So you were the connector on that. But I was just writing the training that you received from the boot camp, just the training, the videos. If you didn't do the work, which would be pointless, but just the training is worth the cost. But for me, the value was one, coming out of a system that was very much the go for no, retraining that, but allowing myself, it gave me, and putting that money down, to me, that was a lot of money for me, that is, but it's what held my feet to the fire. And if you do something for 3 months, and what he was saying at the beginning, you have that 3-month time, you're very likely to have an event in your life that's going to cause you to hit the ground in tears, and it's going to crush and it's going to hurt. And what are you going to do with it? You can take a few days off, but then you got to dust yourself off and go back at it because you've spent this money. But doing it for 3 months, you get in the habit of reaching out. It starts this priming of this pump and you don't back out of it. It was really worth the value completely.
I agree. I think a lot of people have a hard time because when they do their 30 days free, it's free. So they're definitely not doing it 30 days in a row. And also that first 30 days is you're planting the seeds. So it's like the farmer planting the seeds. Like if you don't continue on to day 31, you've completely lost the point of doing it. So I think I'm going to do it again.
You need to put some skin in the game.
Skin in the game or else you don't do it, man.
Yeah. So ironically, Kat, just a little random thing. I probably shouldn't say this on a live call. Never mind. I'll message you.
You can, if it's about me, you can say it. I'm an open book.
It's not about you. So I'll message you privately, but you'll get a chuckle out of this. Okay. So anyways, it's all good. I just want you guys to know, what we want for you is to be successful. What we have, this system is very simple. It's easy to follow. It's easy to duplicate. All you need to do is find people who are willing to invest an hour a day into their business. If that's you, this is the system that's going to help you be successful. Okay? And we'll support you. We'll help you. We've got an amazing support team that will help you with questions, to help you get through any technical challenges you have. And then we're always here to help you along the way. So I want you to know that when you join us, it's not just signing up for a new software program. You're actually joining a family. You're joining the Teamzy family. We're blessed to have you. So we hope you guys will take a look at Teamzy. At the minimum, get your 30-day free trial started.
I also just heard back from Jordan.
What's that?
Jordan said, let's chat tomorrow. So
did you message him?
Yeah.
Hey, well, seriously, we'd be happy to set something up. And it would be pretty much painless for Solle Corporate. They don't have to do a lot of work to set something up with us. Yeah. A lot of times they think it's going to be a major IT project or something. It doesn't have to be. So as I was saying, do your 30-day free trial. Get a success partner for the 30 days. Say, hey, let's do this together. Let's hold each other accountable to it. It's huge. Or you can get a group. Recently had somebody who's a PhD, psychology PhD, come through boot camp, and she said they just did a study that women do better in groups of 3 than 2.
Mm-hmm.
Accountability. I'd never heard that, and I haven't read the study. She has a PhD, so I just trust
Believe her.
But you can try it in 3s. Get a little accountability group together and say, let's do this together. Let's just really do it for 30 days. And what I recommend, I always recommend this, is you take a snapshot, of your screen when you've completed your steps for today and message it over to your accountability partners each day. Now, some of you will be better at, some of you will do it one day and everyone else won't, and they'll get that message and it will spur you to action. And if that happens to you 5 times in a month, think about that. That's 100 more people you connect with than you would have on your own.
Mm-hmm.
It's amazing, right? It's amazing. So I truly believe, you have an option to buy Teamzy for a year in advance for $300. Save a little bit that way. I believe you should be able to make that much your first month using Teamzy.
Yeah.
So it's a no-brainer. You just need to get after it and do it, if that makes sense. So,
and I feel like in the beginning, it's like a power half hour because you don't have customers and,
yeah,
but
it's not going to take you an hour until you've got a full pipeline of follow-ups, in which case, what an awesome hour that is.
Yeah, what a terrible problem to have.
Right? So this business you truly can get focused in your business, do it in a little bit of time, and then have time to do all the things you want to do in your life, which is pretty awesome. Mm-hmm. So thank you guys for having me. I do need to go. At least see if I can kiss those kids goodnight before they go to sleep. But thank you for having me. God bless you guys. Talk to you soon. Steph, I'll send you the recording in the morning.
Awesome. Thank you. I'll call you after I talk to Jordan.
Okay. Have a great day, everyone.
You too. Bye.